Hi there, you're welcome to the sports segment here on Pause. My name is Benedict Tools. Well, tonight it's English Premier League night, and we're going to see 4 matches in the English Premier League. It's really getting interesting. Manchester City still on top form, winning week in, week out. Can they add another victory to their already chalked victories in this season's English Premier League? Tonight they come up against Watford. That's an away game, and Watford also come into the game having lost their last game away, and obviously we'll be hoping to get a good result against City. But the question is, can they do that? Well, over on your screen now are fixtures of matches to expect tonight as well as tomorrow. And I'll run through before we do the analysis. So Watford, Manchester City, and also we have West Ham United who will be at the London Stadium to play against Cardiff City. Brighton, Crystal Palace also tonight, and we have Bournemouth, Huddersfield, and then the big one tomorrow, Manchester United, Arsenal, Everton. We'll take on Newcastle United with Burnley up against Liverpool, and Wolves will take on Chelsea with Fulham, Leicester City, and the last game of the night will be Tottenham Hotspur, Southampton. All right, so the big question is, can Watford upset Manchester City? A very formidable, a very informed team this evening in the English Premier League. Joining me to do discussion on that game as well as the other matches tonight is my colleague Riku Ampofonyamiche. Riku, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you too, Benedict.
Both teams to score or win for Manchester City?
Well, I think it would be a very, very big win, not just a win for Manchester City. You look at the previous record of this fixture, and the past 8 times that they've met, Manchester City have won all these fixtures, and they have won with 2+ goals. With the last 2 fixtures incredibly producing 11 goals for Man City, they won 5-0 and 6-0 in the past 2 seasons when they came to Vicarage Road. So it does amount to the pedigree that Manchester City have, especially when they face Watford. And I think you look at this Manchester City squad and how they did the penalty, and I think unless, Watford do get a penalty from open play, I see Watford getting nothing from this. And the attacking prowess of Man City, I think, would be too much for Watford on the day.
All right, so Manchester City too hot for Watford this evening, according to Riku Ampofo. Well, let's quickly go through the other games that will be played tonight. We have Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Brighton are coming into this game, having lost their last game. And Crystal Palace also winning at home, and obviously it puts them in a very good position for this one. Brighton also won their last game.
Yeah, it's a very good game in time, I think, for the neutrals. And what the London people do call this is the Glen Murray derby, because we know Glen Murray, he has played for both Brighton and Crystal Palace, and his record in this fixture is unmatched. He has scored the most goals in this fixture. He scored some for Brighton and some for Crystal Palace.
And this game will be his 102 game?
Yeah, this will be his 102 game, and it's been a very incredible journey for him. And he said in his interview that whenever he scores, he feels good, because there were people who doubted him. So it's a big game for Brighton and also for Glen Murray. But I think for Crystal Palace, they were starting to get down there in terms of the relegation battle. So they would like to see some form and, win some games, especially during this festive period when the games do come in thick and fast.
And what makes it interesting, and for us as Ghanaians, is that Roy Hodgson, manager of Crystal Palace, actually has backed Jordan Ayew to recover his form at the club. Since he joined them from Swansea City, he's not scored a goal yet, but Roy Hodgson believes that Jordan will start scoring for the side. Also, there is a big one at the London Stadium. West Ham United up against Cardiff, and West Ham going away to get results. In the start of the season, they endured a very difficult start. 4 games they had not won, but it looks like things have changed.
Yeah, I think you couldn't really judge Pellegrini with those beginning set of games, because they were against really difficult teams. You look at they were facing a lot of the top sides, the like of Manchester City, and they managed to go through that period. And now I think they have settled. And you look at the last game, and Pellegrini did show his tactical flexibility, where he paired Arnautovic with Hernandez, popularly known as Chicharito, and that brought the best out of the Mexican forward when we saw him score 2 goals on the day. But I think they've looked exciting, and their signings are starting to come to the party. Felipe Anderson is settling in the Premier League pretty well. Marco Arnautovic is always a danger up front. And I think the good news to West Ham is that Cardiff on the road have been extremely poor, and they've picked up all their points at home. So for West Ham, it should be a game that they should be able to see.
All right, so West Ham at the London Stadium, obviously 3 points for them, according to Roku. Let's look at the last game. Of course, big one for Bournemouth. They've been in fine form this season, but only to be stopped by Manchester City on Saturday. Well, they lost that game by 3-1 at the Etihad Stadium. Now, they play at home to a team that lost their game last weekend at home. They're up against Huddersfield. Bournemouth should nick this.
They should, but that's the same thing that we all said when Huddersfield visited Wolverhampton Wanderers just I think last two weekends.
And when we all thought that Wolves were going to win, and they eventually won that, lost that game by 2-0.
2-0, and it does show that they do have some fighting spirit in there. And I think it was a little bit cruel. Their last game week, their game against Brighton when they lost. They were leading 1-0, had that unfortunate red card for Moynier, and they ended up losing the game. I think they could have got something out of that game if there were 11 players on the pitch. But I think on the day, we shouldn't really write off Huddersfield. But Bournemouth's home form does say that they should be able to win this easily. And whenever Joshua King and Wilson are paired up front, you do expect a huge number of goals. And you know Huddersfield aren't the best defensively. So one thing that fixture assures us is goals.
And Eddie Howe and his boys definitely will be hoping to get a win tonight. Oreku is the host of Sports Now on Joy Prime. What should we expect at exactly 5 p.m.?
Well, we know we had the Ballon d'Or awards yesterday, but let's look away from the awards. You know, there was this whole incident, the DJ telling...
Can you twerk?
Yeah, she was asking...
Can you twerk?
I can't. But he later apologized that there was a whole brouhaha about that. We'll bring you more on that story and also a lot more. Did you wonder where Lionel Messi and Neymar were during the Ballon d'Or awards?
No.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. For Neymar, he was at home playing...
But Messi was somewhere.
Messi was with his family, but Neymar, he was at home playing Call of Duty with Marquinhos and Thiago Silva.
It definitely will be interesting. So you have no reason not to join Oreku Ampofo on the Joy Prime channel. That's at exactly 5 p.m. Thanks so much, Oreku, for joining me. We are back tomorrow with more. I'm Benedict Tosi. Thanks for your company.